Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you and tell you how to trim hair with Wahl clippers. This will be a full tutorial, so let's get right into the video. Whether you are trimming your own hair or someone else's hair, you can use this video tutorial. Now I know what you're thinking. Mike, you're absolutely bald, you have no hair on your head, you barely have any hair on your face. How can you do this tutorial? Well, believe it or not, when I did have hair, I trimmed my own hair for many years. My uncle is a barber. He's a hairstylist, barber, whatever you want to call it. He owns his own barber salon. His hairstyle, hair cutting shop, whatever you want to call it. It's not exactly a barber shop. It's more of like a full hair salon, a full blown hair salon. That's the word I'm looking for. He lived in my parents' basement until I was about 14. So, until 14, I had free haircuts. Just had to go downstairs, knock on my uncle's unit and say, hey, Uncle Tony, can you cut my hair? And he gladly said yes. Awesome, uncle. I love you, Zio. You're the best. Well, I have 5 uncles just on that side. So 4 uncles. My dad's the 5th. Anyways, so they're all the best. I don't want to show favoritism. But from 14 till about 19, I cut my own hair. And then 19, I started going bald. So I trimmed it really short, and then by 21, 22, I was shaving my head ever since. So back to business. I did cut my hair for like 5 to 6 years. So I know how to trim hair, okay? And I did have a Wahl, an older style Wahl clippers. This is a newer one, but basically I'm gonna show you how to do it. So I know that was a really long intro, but I just wanna build some credibility for myself first. So the first thing that you wanna do is figure out what taper level you want. This little lever over here determines the taper level. So basically you can go really, really close or a little bit further. My best advice to you is start further, because as long as you have your lineups done properly, you can go a little bit closer after and get a little bit of a closer trim. So first and foremost, figure out your taper. I recommend you start further and then work your way closer, okay? Excuse me, I should have added some water, but we're just gonna take a sip of coffee. If you can't tell by my energy level, coffee is my favorite drink. I only have 2 cups a day though, but still, I love it. Anyways, the next thing that you want to do is determine what trimmer level you want. What I have here is a level 4, which is 1/2 inch. The smaller numbers are going to be smaller lengths. So number 1 is going to be smaller than number 2. Number 2 is going to be smaller than number 3, blah, 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 blah. So I'm just going to get 4 as an example right here. You want to attach your trimmer guard. Make sure it's nice and centered. Okay, very simple. And attach it nicely. Tap it a couple times, make sure it's not going to fall off. Because if this thing falls off when you're trimming and you keep trimming without the guard, you're going to make a mistake and you're going to have to buzz probably your whole head to make up for it, okay? So make sure your trimmer guard is on there properly. Now, the key to trimming your hair properly is a few things. Number 1, it is moving aside the excess hair that you don't want to touch. So let's say I'm trimming the sides of my head. I want to move, let's say I want to trim up to here, right? I want to take this hair above it that might be falling over on it, and I want to move it out of the way. So get a comb, take your hair, move your hair out of the way, the excess hair. Then when you only have the hair level that you want to trim, you want to take your buzzer, you want to turn it on, and you want to get the clippers like this, okay? You want to get the clippers like this. You want to go against the grain. I would be going like this. And what it's going to do is basically it's going to leave this much hair. You see this length right here? This much hair is going to be left. The rest is going to be cut off because this is the length of the guard. Very simple. So the sides of my hair would grow downwards like this, downwards, right? So in order to trim against the grain, I need to trim upwards like this. If I was buzzing the top of my head, this hair for me grew forward. So to buzz it, I would trim it backwards, okay? So you want to go against the grain. And you want to make sure you clean your clippers every couple minutes of trimming. Like not clean them like, take them apart. But just clean them, blow into them, shake them a little bit, get rid of any excess hairs. Make sure they're oiled before and make sure you oil them after. This way they'll perform at their best, okay? So essentially what you're doing is figuring out your taper level, attaching your trimmer guard, moving the excess hair out of the way with a comb or your hand or whatever, and then taking the trimmer like this. You want to get the smooth side. That's the side that you want to touch your scalp, not this side over here that's sort of with the cutting blades. You want to get the smooth side that's furthest away. Here are the cutting blades. The side that's furthest away from the cutting blades is over here. And you want to go against the grain, against the direction that the hair is growing, and just trim slowly, okay? That's how you do it. And then if you want to edge your hair, get some nice straight lines, you can take off the guard and you can really carefully, as long as your trimmers, as long as your clippers are adjusted properly, you can really carefully go and you can make your little edges using this, or you can go to a smaller trimmer guard. It's up to you. Now fades and blends are a completely different thing, but this is just how to do like a basic haircut, okay? Now, like I said, I still, to this day, trim my dad's hair about once every month or two. He trims his own hair in between those times, but essentially, like when he trims his own hair, he does a really good job, but he might miss a couple of stray hairs, right? When I trim it, because I'm seeing it from an outside perspective, I'm gonna get all of the hairs. So he'll trim it himself every like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then every couple of trims, all whenever I'm over my parents' house with my wife and our kids, I'll quickly, 5 minutes in the basement, just give him a quick trim in the basement bathroom. Like it literally takes 5 minutes. He just buzzes it at like number 1. So really, really quick, or number 0 sometimes, it depends. But essentially, that's how to trim hair with Wahl clippers. One last note, this is your power screw. You can adjust it. If you're getting too much power, you can adjust it counterclockwise to reduce it. If it's pulling your hair and you're not getting enough clipping power, you can adjust it clockwise slightly to give it more power. That's it. That is how to trim hair with Wahl clippers, a full tutorial. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.